Imagine stepping into a city street in 2025. Silent cars glide past, their motors whispering instead of roaring. Most people assume electric vehicles are a modern invention, something birthed in the 21st century by Tesla or the latest tech companies. But the truth is far stranger and far older. The story of electric cars begins over 150 years ago, in a world without highways, gas stations, or even paved roads. In 1828, a Hungarian inventor named Enos Jedlik created a small-scale model powered by a rudimentary electric motor. It wasn't a full-size car, and it could barely move. But it proved a revolutionary idea. Electricity could power vehicles without horses or steam. This tiny motor set the stage for a centuries-long journey of innovation. At almost the same time, Robert Anderson in Scotland built one of the earliest crude electric carriages, using non-rechargeable batteries. His vehicle had limited range but embodied the same vision: transportation powered by electricity rather than fuel or animals. Though primitive, these experiments inspired countless inventors across Europe and the United States to imagine a world where cars didn't rely on exhaust fumes or horse manure. By the late 1800s, rechargeable batteries began to appear, making electric vehicles practical for the first time. In 1889, a young Ferdinand Porsche designed the P1 electric vehicle, an early hybrid that combined electric drive with mechanical efficiency. Porsche's innovation demonstrated that electric propulsion could be more than a novelty. It could be a functional transportation method. The 1890s and early 1900s are often called the golden age of electric cars, unlike gasoline vehicles, which required difficult hand cranking and emitted smoke. Electric cars were smooth, quiet, and easy to operate. They became highly popular in urban areas, especially among wealthy city residents who valued comfort and silence. In 1900, nearly one-third of all cars in the United States were electric, a fact that surprises most modern historians. Women drivers particularly embraced electric cars. Hand-cranking gasoline vehicles was laborious and sometimes dangerous, but electric vehicles required no physical effort to start. They offered independence and convenience in a society where women's mobility was often restricted. Even taxi services in New York City and London used electric vehicles for urban transport, proving that EVs were viable for both personal and commercial use. Yet, despite their advantages, electric cars soon faced serious competition. Gasoline engines improved rapidly, offering longer ranges, faster refueling, and increasingly lower costs due to mass production. The discovery of oil fields, particularly in Texas, made gasoline cheap and widely available. By the 1920s, internal combustion engine had decisively overtaken electric cars, relegating them to niche markets. But inventors never stopped dreaming. Throughout the 20th century, engineers experimented with electric buses, trucks, and compact cars. Limitations in battery technology, heavy lead-acid batteries with limited capacity kept EVs from widespread adoption. Still, the concept never died. In the 1970s and 1980s, a combination of environmental awareness and oil crises revived interest in electric vehicles. California became a hub for EV research, as policymakers and innovators sought alternatives to gasoline dependency. Prototype electric cars, such as small commuter vehicles and urban shuttles, began appearing on roads. One of the most famous of these experiments was the GM EV1, launched in the 1990s. Sleek and futuristic, it could travel substantial distances on a single charge. But the EV1 faced resistance. Infrastructure wasn't ready, and the oil and auto industries were invested in gasoline technology. Ultimately, most EV1s were recalled, and many were destroyed. It had left a legacy and sparked curiosity that persists today. Modern electric cars, led by companies like Tesla, Nissan, and Chevrolet, have overcome the technological barriers that plagued early EVs. Lithium-ion batteries, regenerative braking, and electric motors with high efficiency now allow EVs to travel hundreds of miles silently and safely. Charging networks, fast chargers, and digital management systems have made EV ownership practical for everyday users. The story of the electric car is not about a single inventor. It's a story of hundreds of innovators across continents and centuries. From Enos Jedlik in Hungary to engineers in France, Germany, and the United States. Each contributed a small piece: the motor, the battery, the design, or the infrastructure that enabled modern electric vehicles to exist. Electric cars also reflect broader societal changes. In the 19th century, they symbolized luxury and urban sophistication. In the 21st century, they symbolize sustainability, technology, and innovation. They reveal how society's priorities, comfort, efficiency, environmental consciousness have shaped transportation. Even cultural perceptions played a role. For decades, EVs were seen as toys or novelties, unfit for long distances. Now, they are aspirational, associated with cutting-edge technology and social status. The electric car's history is as much about human imagination and persistence as it is about physics and engineering. Batteries, one of the biggest hurdles, have their own history intertwined with EVs. Lead-acid batteries were heavy and limited. Nickel-metal hydride batteries provided better performance. And lithium-ion technology revolutionized the range and usability of vehicles. The energy density and durability of modern batteries make EVs competitive with gasoline cars for the first time in history. Public infrastructure also shaped adoption. Cities that installed charging stations and integrated EV incentives encouraged manufacturers and consumers to invest. Government policies in countries like Norway, China, and the US have accelerated adoption, making EVs mainstream. The environmental dimension cannot be ignored. Electric cars produce zero emissions at the tailpipe, reduce urban air pollution, and, when paired with renewable energy, minimize carbon footprints. This makes the EV not just a technological innovation, but a societal one, part of a larger effort to rethink energy, transportation, and sustainability. Looking forward, electric vehicles may evolve further. Autonomous EVs could dominate city streets. Energy storage solutions may make them more efficient, and battery recycling will reduce environmental impact. The vision that started in the 1800s continues to shape the 21st century. So who truly invented the electric car? Was it Jedlik with his tiny model? Porsche with his hybrid designs? Or the countless engineers who refined batteries, motors, and infrastructure across generations? The answer is clear. Electric cars are the product of centuries of human creativity, persistence, and vision. From a small motor on a Hungarian table to Tesla's silent road warriors. The EV's history is a testament to imagination triumphing over technical and societal obstacles. The next time you glide past a street in a silent, powerful electric car, remember, you're witnessing the culmination of a 150-year journey. A journey full of ingenuity, setbacks, and relentless ambition. A story of humanity's enduring fascination with electricity and mobility. If you found this history fascinating, hit like, subscribe to Flashback Facts, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Which part of the electric car's history surprised you most? And how far do you think EVs will go in shaping the future of transportation and sustainability? Because the story of the electric car isn't just about vehicles, it's about human vision, persistence, and the drive to change the world.